Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful morning here in southern Colorado, and today we're going to make one of my favorites. I mean, all my favorites is meatballs and sauce. Okay, so let me tell you some of the ingredients we're going to have. Now, there's about 5 gazillion recipes for meatballs. Everybody does them their own way. Okay, so, you know, this is my way of doing it. Okay, so we got eggs, we got ground beef, we got sausage, we got basil, we got parsley, we got garlic, we got onions, we got flour, we got breadcrumbs, we got San Marzano style whole tomatoes, which are here, olive oil, Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper, hot chili peppers, oregano. Okay? And the first thing we gotta do is make the sauce. Okay, that's the most important. To make the sauce, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to take a little olive oil and we're going to drizzle some in the pan. Turn this up to high heat because I like cooking with gas. And we're going to take half of the chopped onions and we're going to saute them, as well as a couple of teaspoons of chopped garlic. Okay. Now, I'm going to take 3 of these dehydrated chilies, by the way, that we grow, and put them in there while this is sweating. That's a great smell, believe me. Now, I don't go too crazy with the onions. Let this start to sweat down. I wish they'd come out with smell-o-vision. You can smell this stuff. Now we're going to take a can of tomato paste, put that in there. The reason why I like to do this now is because it gives it a chance to melt down before we put the tomatoes in. And I always clean out my cans with little water. There we go. There we go. Turn the heat down a bit and let that tomato paste start to cook down. I make some very good sauces, by the way, if I do say so myself. Now we're going to add the San Marzanos, just like that. And again, we're going to put a little water in here to clean out the bowl, because these tomatoes are too good to waste. as well as the cans. We always clean out the cans as well. There's one. And there's two. Okay. Now we give it a stir. Now, these are whole tomatoes, so what I did was I broke them up with my hands when I took them out of the can. So a lot of stuff I pre-prepared because I don't want to, you know, put you through that. You know, I don't want this video to be 2 days long. You know, and once again, everybody makes their sauce a little bit different. Okay. Now, one other thing we're going to do. We're going to put some fresh basil in there. And what I do is I just tear it with my hands. Just like this. Because you can never have too much basil. Basil's delicious. Now we grow it here, but I bought some today because I wanted bigger leaves. And hope you can see this. Maybe I'm doing a good job here. Kind of new to the YouTube thing, so bear with me. And once again, we give it another stir and let this start to get married here. Okay. That's good. Now, we also grow oregano. This oregano is from 2 years ago, and it is potent. So you gotta be cool with this. You can't get crazy with it. Now we got a new crop coming this year to replace this. Thank goodness. Okay. Let's just give this a good stir and get everybody happy in here. Yeah, we make a good sauce, that's for sure. Now we're going to get a little salt and pepper. We use fresh cracked black pepper. And salt. Now we don't go crazy with salt around here. Some chefs like to put a lot of salt. We don't do that. We just put a little bit. Just like that. And let's give it a turn. Let everybody cook and get happy. Just like that. And I think we got business here. Okay. So, hang in there, and the next step we're going to do is we're going to go to the meatballs while this cooks down. Okay? So, here we go. Okay, now we're making the meatballs. Alright? So, some people, and once again, this cooking is all about you. Okay? So, whatever you like is what you do. Right? I like to use a mixer because I find it really gets things mixed together better than I could do with my hands. So I'm going to put the chopped meat and ground beef, whatever you want to call it, and the sausage in, just like that. And a pound of each we're going to use, right? So let's take this and there we go. Let's put it in a bowl. Start mixing the meat. Once again, as far as seasoning goes, it's whatever you like, you know? So we're going to add some basil, just like this. And let's just turn that off for a second. Some parsley, just like that. And we're going to put 2 eggs. Actually, let's try to, let's just pick that up for a second. That's 1. That's 2. Let's get that mixing. Start mixing that up. And now, start adding the onions. Just like that. And I think I'm going to put another teaspoon of garlic in the sauce. Bear with me here for a minute. Just because. Turn that down a little bit. Okay, now put the garlic in there just like that. Once again, I don't go too crazy with this oregano because it's very powerful. Now another thing, I don't like to use a lot of breadcrumbs. I like to use some, but not a lot. Reason being is I want to eat meat, I don't want to eat bread. So that's the reason why. Cheese. This is Parmesan cheese. And let's stop this for a minute. Pull this up like that. Just like this. We're going to put a little salt and pepper. Just a little bit. A little bit of salt. Like I said, I don't like to use a lot of salt. And some pepper. we let that mix. Like I said, the stand mixer does a pretty good job. But what's most important is it incorporates everything real good. You know, I think I'm going to put an extra egg in there. Just because. Just like that. There we go. Need that extra egg. Let's just scrape it down a little bit on the inside here. Okay. There we go. Doing good now. These are going to be great. And then after all is said and done, then we're going to put it on a nice Italian bread with some melted mozzarella cheese. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so let's put a little breadcrumb in there. Let's see how this goes. Perfect. Gonna be good. Okay, let's scrape it down one more time. Now I like to use sausage instead of pork, and I'll tell you why. Because it's got seasoning in it. Now I don't get the hot sausage, I get the mild, but it's got seasoning, so I really don't have to put too much in. Now some people, especially back east, you can get beef, pork, and veal in a package to make meatballs, and that's really good. But you can't get veal out here, you know. So this is why one other reason why I do this. Okay, I think we're good here. I think we're good. Ugh, this is like lead. Let's just scrape this down, get this off of here, and start making some meatballs. That way we can fry them. Okay. You know, folks, this is not hard to do. You know, cooking anything really it's all about you. If you want it hotter, put some hot peppers in here. You know, or some chili flakes. Whatever. If you don't want it, don't put it. You know, it's whatever your tastes are. We'll scrape all this down. All right. I think we're good here. Okay. That can come off of there. Okay. Now we make meatballs. Now you can can make them any way you like. I make them about that size. Some people make them the size of a softball back east. Now the reason why I'm putting them in this pan is because the next step is we're gonna start to fry them. Now usually most stuff I fry in canola oil, some kind of vegetable oil. In this particular case we're gonna fry these in olive oil for the flavor, okay? And I like to get a nice crust on them before I put them in the sauce. And I can hear the sauce bubbling away, getting happy. Okay. I think that these are the perfect consistency. The consistency is something you gotta, if you don't cook, you know, you're gonna have to experiment until you get it right. Now I use 3 eggs for moisture and I used very little breadcrumbs, okay? And that works in this particular application, okay? If you're making more, you may have to use more eggs. Or a lot of people use a little bit of milk they put in here. And that's good too, you know. Once again, this is all what you like. Okay. Alright, so I got 4, I got 8, I got 11. Okay. We're going to start frying next. Okay folks, welcome back. We got the meatballs here and we're going to fry them. After we fry them, get a nice little crust on them, then we're going to put them in the sauce. So the first thing we have to do is we're going to dust them with flour. Now, why are we doing that? Okay, because this is going to help make a nice crust. Okay, so you don't have to get too carried away with this, but we just put this on here like this. Okay. Now I like to roll them around a bit, just like that. Okay. A little bit more. Okay. There we go. Just to help in making a nice crust with these meatballs. Okay? Then what we're going to do is put a generous amount of olive oil in a pan. Now like I said earlier, I don't usually fry in olive oil, but when it comes to making meatballs, you gotta do it. Adds a little extra flavor. But they're actually gonna cook in the sauce. So, excuse me if my back is to the camera. And put this like this. Give the sauce a nice turn. One thing I did, because these are whole tomatoes, is I hit the sauce with, first I crushed the tomatoes with my hands, but then I hit it with an immersion blender, and they just come out so much better. Got nice, everything is about consistency. Okay, so I'm gonna just start to put these in here, just like that. Okay, these are nice and meatballs. There was a commercial, I think it was in the 70s, for an antacid, where they said, "That's a spicy meatball." I was like, okay. These are not really too spicy. And I like to use a cast iron skillet because of the way the heat is transferred. Okay. That's enough for now. Let them start to cook. Use high heat. So folks, if you like this recipe, you like the channel, you like what I do, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for the notifications for new videos. We got a lot of recipes that we're going to be cooking. You know, that's the thing about moving out to a rural area as opposed to New York City. The food. You really can't get the kind of food you got in New York City. You know, it's tough. It's really tough. There's only a couple of restaurants that I go to that they're okay. You know, if I ever don't feel like cooking. But usually we don't, because the food I make is so much better. I'm not saying that to be a narcissist, but it's just true. I thought about opening an Italian deli here, and I'd go broke in 30 days. Nobody would go. They think Subway sandwiches are the greatest thing in the world. You know, it's okay in a pinch. You know, if you need to bring your lunch with you for a day, you don't feel like making anything, but I don't know. It's the way I was raised. I lived in New York for 54 years. Okay, so now we turn them. You just want to start getting them brown. Okay? We're not going to cook them in here. We're going to cook them in the sauce. And that's going to take about 2 hours. Okay? At least. But it'll be beautiful. Now sometimes I make extra. I make a lot extra with meatballs, and I vacuum seal them and I freeze them. And that's pretty good. Because if you ever, you know, you want to make something fast and easy, boom, you got it. Now we're cooking with gas. Actually, what I want to do, get a spoon. I'm going to taste this sauce. See how this is coming out. Really good. Really good. It needs nothing. That's fantastic. Nice consistency to the sauce. And once the meat starts cooking in it, now, at some point, I'm going to make a video on making Sunday sauce. And I'm going to make fresh meatballs, sausage, and I'm going to make braciole. And we're going to cook that in the sauce, but not today. But that is on the agenda, so to speak. Make nice braciole. It's beautiful. And this is going to add a nice flavor to the sauce once this is done. So, after these get a little bit brown, then they go in the sauce for 2 hours. So I'm not going to keep you here watching me fry meatballs. So stay tuned, it's on its way. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out, staying with us. Over an hour has gone by, and this is what we got. Okay, meatballs are done, and I had to try them, and they're unbelievable. So we're going to make a couple of sandwiches. All right, and we'll cut the meatballs in half. Yeah, they came out really, really good, and I hope you guys make this, because these are just incredible. So let's put a little sauce, and we call this sauce, it's not gravy. So earlier we shredded some mozzarella cheese, which we're going to generously put on here. We got the oven preheating. Which is always a challenge, because it always takes more time at altitude to come up to temperature. So we'll use the rest of this cheese. That's all, it's not that much. Okay, got that. And a little Parmesan just for the hell of it. Just because we can. Just like that. And now we put it in the oven at 400 degrees to melt the cheese. So, in the meantime, we're going to have a Pinot Grigio that we made. This is a Fritz tribute wine, named after a dog I used to have. And we name all our wines after our previous pets in their honor. And this is just another wine that I make. It's a, like I said, a Pinot Grigio, and this was made 8/7/24. And let's give it a whirl. Yeah, ready? It's gonna be nice for a Saturday afternoon. Salud! Cheers! That's good. I tend to like sweet wines myself, but yeah, I hope you guys make this. This is a great meatball recipe. I love it. They're nice and dense. You should let them cook for an hour and a half in the sauce, because the sauce absorbs some of them flavors, and it's really, really good. So stick around for another minute until that cheese melts, and we'll bring you back. So this is what we got. Okay, this is a masterpiece, and like I says, as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to take a little meatball here. It's right in front of the camera. Because these are, yeah, cheers. Excellent. So, have a good day. I hope you make this recipe, and salud. This is one of my favorites, right here. So guys, thanks for watching. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good YouTube stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.